That hit the linesman who was
watching the game live. This is Finland versus Russia, and in typical Finnish fashion, the sisu is coming out. They started out slow in the first period. We're down 1-0, getting outshot badly, and they clawed back 1-1 with a goal by Anton Lundell. Now they just scored again at the beginning of the third here, so Finland pulls ahead of Russia 2-1 in the bronze medal game. Are you watching it? And where are you watching it from? Let us know.
I'm looking at the linesman now with the high glass. There's just nowhere for them to go. Right. Remember Ray Scapinello? Oh, yeah. Scappi used to get up onto that little low glass and jump right up on top and get his feet up on the net.
Russia was out early, and I can't really fault Askarov so far. He's played pretty well, but Pirinen's played just as well. And the Finns are just workmanlike, man. They don't quit. And they were kind of sleepy in the beginning, but I don't know, man. They've really come on like typical Finnish fashion. I don't know if Russia's going to come back from this deficit. But, you know, one thing we know about Russia is they can score in bunches, but you just get the feeling that Finland is a team always that they're just going to outwork you. They're going to take away your opportunities. I mean, they did lose to the USA. They came back against the USA, though. They were down 3-1, tied it up 3-3, and then they had that really late goal by Kaliev that finished it off. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Where are you guys watching the game from, or where you message me from? Let me know. I'll put your comments up on the board here. I'm not sure if
the Czechs played an amazing hockey game. As good a game as they could play.
I'm not sure if Russia has the horses here. Like, if Finland gets a couple more goals on Askarov, this is over, obviously. I don't think they'll come back. Have we seen Russia come back from a deficit yet? I don't feel like they have the high-powered offense that they have in the past.
Very physical against Russia in that game. They came back, beat Austria 7-1, then beat Sweden 4-3.
It's like a meat grinder going through there. Let's see, he's weaving his way through there. But
then beat Germany in the quarters. That was a game that came right down to the wire.
It's like you just have layers of forecheck with the Finns. There's always a guy in there. 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers. Here, there's a guy on the puck. Here comes another guy. 3 guys. Like, no, Russia is getting through. But by the time you hit their zone, they got 4 guys, 5 guys across the blue line. It's all over. What a crazy game so far. It's so the level of hockey's been like really high. So that's been amazing.
The proven sports fuel.
Papa John's is known for its crispy, fresh crust full of warm, fluffy pockets. And now they're known for stuffing those pockets with
Let's see if
I love you, cheese. Get a new epic stuffed crust pizza with 1 topping for just $12.
oh boy, my battery's dying. Well, I figured I'd jump on for a little bit here and just see what's going on. I'm pretty excited about the game. We got the Canada-USA game later, and you know, they pointed out, I think USA, the last 3 matchups against Canada in the final might have won. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we got NHL hockey starting on the 13th. I don't know if you're excited about that, but I thought it was interesting that they what's going on with this? Everything's freezing on my computer. I might have to go plug in. My battery's dying.
Chip away at the offensive zone, working themselves to the front of the net, and Anton Lundell beats Chipkov out of the corner, tips in Heinola's shot, and the Finns at that point had tied the game at 1.
Yeah, but now they're up 2-1. So what's going to happen here? Can Russia claw back? I'm not confident they're going to get an opportunity.
Lundell, not done fairly. Anton Lundell was part of the Finnish team.
Lundell to me looks like he should be leaving here and going right to training camp in Florida. Do you know if that's what's happening? Because I think he's their second-line centerman. I think that this is he's I don't know. He's going to go and he's going to be better than Wenberg.
Goes to Abramo.
There we go. We're back in business. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I mean, the Finns were getting outshot. Like I think they were outshot like 8-1 or 2 at one point, and now you can see they're up 28-23 in shots. So they've clawed their way back, not just to get close. They're outworking Russia. I think Russia's going to start getting frustrated here. Askarov's played pretty well, but Pirionen's matching him. I can't really fault him for anything. I thought he was totally erratic in the Canada game.
Today we see the lead by effort.
Well, we're excited for the gold medal game after this, so I'll check back in. Who do you have in this game? Do you think that Finland will hold on or pull away, or will Russia come back and make it interesting? I'm excited to watch the rest of it. They were talking during the intermission to the president of the CHL, and he was talking that the Quebec League is coming back. I forget the exact date, but it doesn't sound like there's any solid concrete plan yet for the WHL or the OHL. Like, where are these guys going to play? This is just ridiculous. We just have seen this tournament operate for how many weeks? Teams were there for like 50 weeks. Like Team Canada was there for like 50 weeks total. I think cases in the entire tournament so far. So they had a quarantine period. I mean, you've got to think that you can do something similar, and even if it's in spurts, I don't think that. Oh wow, here we go. No, Russia dodged a bullet there. Is it over? Lundell is just kicking their butt. Like, this guy looks to me, I was saying, like, he can go to Florida right after this and be their second line center. Like, it's hard to believe this guy is 18. Like, he's just, I don't know what the plan is for him. Is he going back to Europe? He's been playing pro over there, and he had 13 goals in 17 games there. So I don't agree that with the assessment this guy can't score at the NHL level. I think he's smart and workmanlike. He reminds me of a Ryan O'Reilly or a Patrice Bergeron type player. And he's a much better skater than advertised. There was a lot of criticism of Lundell's skating, so I don't get that. Let's not give them any credence as far as this advertising stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Are you a little bit surprised about the CHL still not having a plan with each of the provinces? Maybe it's because of British Columbia. I got to think that Alberta is on board with the WHL. The other problem is that you've got 5 of our teams, like including the team I do work with, which is Everett, in the States. So they're in Washington State. You got, they're a mess. They're just run terribly. They've got like Spokane, Tri-City, Seattle, and Everett. 4 of the 5 teams are there, plus 1 in Portland, Oregon. And I just can't think they're going to get their act together. I feel like our teams probably have to, I don't know, do we all have to go play in Alberta? Like, what is it? You got 1 province with its act together. Is it any shock that it's Alberta? You're paying insane taxes in some of these other states or provinces, like in British Columbia. I guess you don't in Washington State. They don't have any crazy taxes, actually, shockingly. But they're sure run poorly. I mean, we know what the mess we see in Seattle and Portland is. It's not in hockey, but outside of hockey. Well, that's the thing. You've got, anyways, it is what it is. In Ontario, like, get your act together, Ford government. Jeez. Is this a commercial for Topo Chico? I don't know. All right, let's see what we got going on here. There's Adurati. I think he's played real well too. Like, I don't think people understand this mentality of the Finns and what you're getting when you get a Finnish player. Like, maybe they're not like these. They don't look like these really high-end talents, but they can all skate. They can all handle the puck. They're all real reliable and steady. And I just think Adurati's gotten a lot of crazy criticism too. And this guy's draft rankings drop. But if you look in the pro leagues, he's had 2 goals in 6 games. And then you see here, he's played very well against guys that are older than him. I mean, he's a good-sized guy. There's Podkolzin. Podkolzin's a different player, isn't he? he's not really the prototypical Russian guy. Like, he just works hard. He plays 200-foot game. He's more Finnish than he is Russian in the way he plays, or Canadian even. But you don't notice him for like flash and dash. And then how about the Finnish D? I mean, Heinola's been real good. I don't know who the player that got the MVP of the tournament for his team. Like, you got Heinola, you got Lundell. I was really surprised that Topi Niemela didn't get it, because he's like the leading point getter for D. Holy crow, what the heck? Matt Martin signs a 4-year, $1.5 million a year deal with the New York Islanders. Holy smokes. Lou Lamoriello loves Matt Martin. I love Matt Martin too, but wow, 4-year COVID deal. That's pretty good. I don't know if he was going to get much more than 1.5, was he? I mean, even 1.5 for him, that might be a little high. He's going to play in the fourth line. No Barzal yet? Is Barzal signed? Wow, that's crazy. Well, congrats to Matt Martin. Interesting news today, sad news, unfortunately, if you didn't see it. The legendary John Muckler passed away at 86. I'm really sad to hear that. He was a huge part of the Edmonton Oilers. He coached in Minnesota. I think is he the general manager and coach in Buffalo? And if you look at who he brought to Buffalo, he's the guy that united Dale Hawerchuk, who also recently passed this year after a battle with cancer, which was really sad. But he's the one that brought Dale Hawerchuk out of Winnipeg, which never should have happened. Like, why would you give Dale Hawerchuk up? He's a legend. Brought him out of Winnipeg and reunited him with Pat LaFontaine, who also should have never left the New York Islanders. Like, they never should have let that guy go. Now, we know Pat LaFontaine had serious concussion issues, and that was probably a reflection of the era. And then he had Alexander Mogilny with those guys. Like, come on, that was a great era. That was the John Muckler era in Buffalo. He was a legend, man. Won Stanley Cup as a coach with the Oilers and an assistant coach. Great hockey guy. He got some crazy criticism too after that, but it's really hard to downplay his career. Like, he was such a great proponent of, at the time, what was like high octane offensive players in an era where there was a lot of clutch and grab and there was a lot of meathead tactics. And he was an integral part of the Glenn Sather teams in Edmonton. So really sad to see his passing. What do you think of that Matt Martin contract? That's interesting. Jason Botterill, who, speaking of the Buffalo Sabres, he was the general manager of the Buffalo Sabres. I thought he did an okay job, just not enough. Like, that's a tough situation. You don't make the playoffs again another 3 years. Came out of the Pittsburgh organization, drafted Rasmus Dahlin. He was only there 3 years. I mean, you're going to see there's a good body of his work there. Now, I think Kevin Adams done an exceptional job taking what's there and turning it into I think they've got a real shot at contending. I mean, he looks like he's put in some really good pieces for the upcoming season. But Botterill, anyway, it was announced that he's the new assistant general manager with the Kraken. So they already got Olczyk there. And they also hired Norm McIver as the director of player personnel. So they got a pretty stacked group of people there. They have a very seasoned scouting staff. I was hoping that I would get an opportunity there, but Ron kind of had said, like, he kind of knows guys, right? So he had a game plan going on. Ron Francis is going to be a pretty effective GM, I think. Hopefully, whatever. I don't think I'm going to be cheering for the Seattle Kraken. There's a lot of nonsense with that arena there that I really don't have a lot of time for. But you got an interesting owner with Jerry Bruckheimer. That arena and that city council are the worst in North America. That arena is like, I don't know. There's so many stories around that. But, I think Ron Francis is a real gentleman, and I think he'll do a real good job evaluating talent. I think that we've been going through, seeing who teams would protect. And I think a lot of teams are hip to what happened with Vegas, and they're running thin. They're not signing all these guys in the 7th spot or the 4th D or even the second goalie. Like, you see a lot of guys don't have a second goalie to expose. There's a lot of contracts that expire just on time for the expansion draft. So it's GMs are sharp, man, and they talk to each other and they've got a strategy. I think Seattle's going to have a little bit harder time, although I will say there's a lot of talent there still. They're going to be plenty fine between the players they get to pick up, the free agents. I don't think they'll get they might get a real good D in this upcoming draft. There's like 5 or 6 real good D in the draft. So they might get like a Luke Hughes or something like that can really help them long term. Maybe they get an Adu Radi. Maybe that happens. I really like the Swedish goal. Imagine they picked Wallstedt in the top 3. Man, Russia looks lost here. They're just coming up against a wall of Finns. There's 3:34 left, guys. This is crazy. This is going to end. Russia may not even get a sniff to kind of get back in this. Finland's on a power play, 40 seconds, and then that means there'll be less than 2 minutes and 48 seconds probably left in the game. Russia's going to have to do something pretty dramatic. And we know that Finnish power play is no joke. Ooh, look, that was a good opportunity there. Ooh, Askarov keeps it going. Long bomb. Nope. Thought there might have been a Russian guy there. I don't know how. There's only 4 guys on the ice because of the penalty, but 14 seconds. Do they even touch the puck after this? I'm not so confident. Let's see what happens. We're going to find out a lot about Russia in the next little while. Let's see. 2:48. All right, so 2:46. I was 2 seconds off. Deep in Russia, zone. Oh, Askarov. Man, he makes me nervous. He's so talented. He's the complete package. I think Nashville's just got to get him in Nashville with Mitch Korn. And Mitch Korn's got to try and work out some of the kinks in that guy's game because he's got all the talent, but he's like his own worst enemy right now. How many times did he lose his stick against Canada? And Canada, it's not like Canada was the one knocking it out. Like, there was no hijinks from Canada. They were just playing really well. And he just gave, I figured they would pick him apart and expose him. He's a real good prospect, but I'm not sure he's perfect. You got a risky situation there. You got to work through. We got more commercials here. So, back to NHL. Let's see here. It's interesting how the NHL sold the rights to their divisions, like the naming rights. So they named the divisions. Let's see if I can find that article. Kaprizov. This is an interesting story for me. They've been waiting for this guy. This guy was drafted a while ago late. Kirill Kaprizov, when they picked him, they knew this guy's really highly talented, but he stayed in Russia and developed and developed and developed. He's got better and better. Guy had 33 goals in 57 games last year. And he's a really talented, smaller player, but that's what you want. And they've made a lot of changes, but this guy sounds like he's legit. 5'9", 185, but that's not the tail of the tape. Like 33 goals in 57 games last year, 30 goals in 57 games a year before. So this guy has got, look at his body of work. Like, holy smokes. This is when he was a rookie. 40 points in 46 games in the KHL. Usually young players don't get to play. I think you're looking at, I don't know. I don't want to say it. He reminds me a little bit of Artemi Panarin. He can really shoot the puck. And he's a good playmaker. He's a good skater, real talented player. So I don't know. Let's see. We're back to the game here. Minute 56. Oh, he blocked a shot.
He's okay.
Oh boy. Let's see what happens. It's number 2 there. Woo, right up there in the corner. Boom. Oh, that hurts. He turned and got it right in the... Okay, so this is the guy. I think he's one of the MVPs. This is another guy that... kind of crazy. If you look at this Finnish team, they just have these players, and you're like, who? Santeri Hataka. That's the guy we talked about this morning, San Jose Sharks. So, but I think Kokkonen was another guy. This is a Maple Leafs draft pick as well. So the Toronto Maple Leafs have Topi Niemela, and that guy was the leading scorer of defensemen in the tournament. And then Mikko Kokkonen, this guy was like the MVP, one of the 3 MVPs with Lundell and with oh my God, I'm losing my Heinola. So it was Heinola, Kokkonen, and Lundell. They were the MVPs for the tournament for Finland. Interesting. All right, here we go. Empty net. How do you think this is going to turn out? I got to think that Finland's going to get control of this, and they're going to win the draw. Yeah, they won the draw. Russia's got talent though around the net. Oh boy, scramble! Big save by Pyronen. Woo, baby. Okay, that was tense. That was tense. So they lose the face-off. Goes off the side of the net. Oh, they get in the crease, and that's always dangerous. A little shot there from 22. His name, he says he scored. He didn't score. No, that's not in there, guy. What are you talking about? You're raising your hand like you scored. You didn't do anything. There's Lundell, wins the face-off. Nope, he just controls it. Well, here we go. There we go. Icing? That's going to be an icing. Minute 40 here. Empty net. 2-1 Finland. Russia trying to tie it up. I got to think Finland's going to do something gritty, get a hold of it, throw it down. They're going to get a goal here. Controls it again. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Was I right? Oh, too many guys on him. Oh, it's not over yet. There we go. Lundell. He called it. Do not pull the goalie. How many, when does that ever work? Very, very rarely. Somebody please do the statistics on this. This is a nonsense play in hockey. I just don't get it. People get mad at me because I don't pull a goalie in games. And I'm like, I think I've pulled a couple times. I scored once. Honestly, I just saw something in the other team in our zone, and I was like, pull a goalie. You're going to win the face-off. Do this. I remember I predicted how it was going to work, and it totally worked. And as soon as it happened, our goalie came in, and an extra guy came on and scored. I was like, wow, that will never work again. I don't think I ever pulled the goalie since then. Because if you don't have control of the puck in 5-on-5, how are you going to have control of puck 6-on-5? You got an extra body out there. You're already confused, and you got no one back there. Guys can hit, they'll mess around in practice where they fire from one end to the other and put in the net. I can do that. I can barely play this sport. All right, let's see what happens. 3-1. To me, this is obviously over, but you never put it past Russia. You never know. Ooh, great opportunity down the slot. Oh, great save by Pyronen. Wow. I feel like this is just tick, tick, tock. I don't know who said that. Is that Pierre? Pierre, are you on here? Did I send you the link? Maybe I didn't send you the link. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Hold on. For Canada. Oh, okay. Yeah, he can jump on for Canada, so don't worry about it. Yep, 4-1. I hate pulling the goalie. It just never works. It's a great opportunity, even if you're 5-on-6. Our guys are gonna, if it's 6-on-4, I kind of maybe you have a chance. I think that's maybe a better percentage move. I want to see the analytics. Look at that. I think Pierre always watches it, and he's a little bit ahead of me. 4-1, boys. Called that. Jeez, I didn't call 4-1, but I definitely called the empty net goals. Oh boy, geez, what are you gonna do here? Well, I don't know. I don't know if you heard the comments. Fetisov, they were talking about how Fetisov, the legendary Vyacheslav Fetisov, had comments that none of the Russian players would make the Canadian team. Let's see, where is it? I don't see it anywhere. Let's see why it's not coming up. Google is nonsense. What is this? I don't know. There was some comment. I don't see where it is, but Fetisov was saying that none of the Russian team, they look terrible, and none of them would make the Canadian team. There we go, boys. You got yourselves a bronze. They're excited. Hey, winning bronze beats not winning bronze. I applaud Finland. I really like the way they play. I like their coaches. They got a couple ex-NHLers on the bench, Tuomo Ruutu. They're Brad Lambert, man. What's that his name? Yeah, Brad Lambert. Like a name like Brad Lambert, you'd think, how's that guy in Team Finland? Well, his dad's Ross Lambert and his uncle is Lane Lambert. Lane Lambert played in the NHL for Quebec, played for Detroit Red Wings. I really liked him when he was in the 80s. He was like pretty good. And he's an assistant coach with Barry Trotz. And man, Brad Lambert in 2 years, he's not even eligible for this coming draft. He's eligible for the draft after. He just turned 17. He's a late 17-year-old. I'm like, holy smokes. So I guess he's early. That's weird. How's he? Yeah, he's early. So, man, he's not eligible till 2021. He's really good. Adu Radi looked good to me. Our defenseman, Casper Pudio, I don't know if he's coming back this year. We don't even know if we have a season. I got to think that he's not going to come back. We don't have any plans. But, man, we had such a good group. What a mess. I don't even think there's going to be a Memorial Cup this year. Pretty bummed. This is really the biggest tournament at this point. Like I'm glad that Pudio was able to play in this and gets a bronze medal. So congrats to him. We had a player on Czech Republic, Michael Gut, or Mikhail Gut, I think they were saying, but we always call him Michael Gut. I don't know. Is that wrong? But he played for Czech Republic. I thought he played pretty well. I kind of saw him early in the tournament. He looked real good. There's Askarov. Didn't steal a single game in the tournament. Did he steal one game? He definitely didn't. He gave the game away, I thought, against Canada, but that might not be such a sin. But he could have, he needed, like Pierre was right. He needed to keep that game. That was the only chance they had. This guy's got all the talent in the world, man. They got to get him in Nashville ASAP working with Mitch Korn. Because I think the risk you have is you bring him over and you say, listen, buddy, you're not ready. You need a lot of work. You might need 2 years in the AHL. And then he rebels and goes back to the KHL, and they let him do whatever he wants because they don't care. He's already there. He's what they want, which is just a big name. And then they pay him like a rock star and treat him like a rock star. So we're going to find out a lot about him because I think you run a big risk that he doesn't come over and develop the way you want if you don't get him early enough. This guy could be Jakob Markstrom. Like Markstrom in this tournament was a stud goalie for Sweden, and then he took forever to develop, and I didn't think he was going to develop. He was sent to the ECHL at one point, but to his credit, he stuck around. Is Askarov, you always love Askarov, not Askarov. Askarov going to be that patient? I don't know about that. I don't know. Is Russia young? I guess they are. Yeah. I don't know. There's some pretty young teams in the tournament this year, weren't there? Like, I think Finland had two really young guys there, like Adu Radi and Lambert. Lambert's really young. We saw Slovakia had some young guys. Like, Switzerland brought over a lot of young guys. So teams are investing in the future, right? I think Austria had a bunch of young guys. But yeah, Russia will be back. I don't know. We were talking so big about this team. They were killing everyone in that preseason tournament that was going on. It was like, oh my God, they're the greatest. Well, nobody else had their best players. Grit for the bronze. I totally agree. Sisu. I think we're all going to get shirts that say Sisu on it, man. You know what's funny? I have, hold on. I got a jersey. One sec. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on.
Golden 2-1 in favor of the Finns on the deflection.
Please welcome Luc Cartier and Frank Gonzalez, IIHF tournament chairs, to present the officials of the bronze medal game with their commemorative awards.
Look at that, boys. Suomi! Yeah. Yanni would be proud of me, guys. Yanni Larensis, man. Where is that? Yeah, they're normally all 19-year-olds in the tournament, so that is true. Everyone's normally like 19. They usually don't let any 19-year-olds. But Yanni, man, maybe I can look at this. It's Ville Peltonen on the back. I found this like in a secondhand shop, and I was like, oh my God, I got to get that. But that was like years ago. Who knew? Look, I'm a Finnish fan now. Can I get citizenship there? What the heck? Who knew? Oh, look, they're going to give them all watches. Isn't that awesome? I love it.
We would now like to invite team captain Anton
How would you be playing the Canada game? I'm not sure if I understand that, but listen, I'm pro. Like, I think Canada's going to win it. If Canada doesn't win it, that'll be a huge upset. But I don't put anything by the United States. The United States got some talent, and they want to win. It's too cold for a Canadian. Whatever. You guys don't know cold.
Russia will be in with Sweden, Slovakia, Switzerland, and the winner of the gold medal game tonight.
How is I don't understand. How is Russia young? Let's look at these guys. This guy's, you look at him. This guy's drafted, so he ain't that young. This guy's already drafted, so he's like 18. This guy's drafted. Okay, so this guy's eligible. Great. There's 1, 2, 3 guys. 4. How young are they? I don't know. Maybe younger than normal, but they got a lot of guys already drafted. So I'm not sure. There's Pudio. That's not Pudio. 10. There he is. That's Pudio. I don't know. Are we ever going to see him back in Everett? That's a shame. Oh, you work on a boat. Yeah. No, that's cold.
Number 19, le numéro 19.
It's too fishy for me.
Number 20, le numéro 20, Samuel Hellenius.
Hellenius? What? Is that him? Is he hurt?
Numéro 21, Mikhail Putia. Number 22, le numéro 22, Ronnie Hirvonen.
Oh, Hironen, yeah. That's another. Leafs have got a lot of Finnish guys. What does that tell you? I think Kyle Dubas is a pretty astute judge of talent. He's getting talent later in the draft. And I think guys like Dallas has always figured this out. They get these Finnish guys. I think other teams clue in. Like, you get a Finnish player, they can be a bit of an obstinate, like, stoic pain in the butt, but they're also pretty reliable. They're going to do their job, and that's Stoya Sisu. Wow, whatever. They do. You're right. They always bring old guys. They bring the 19, 20-year-old guys. It's always an all 19-year-old team, and they used to have a rule. But Valerie Bragan, I think that was his name, was the coach for 9 years and didn't win a gold medal, did he? When was the last time he won a gold medal? They're always competitive, but I don't think in the last 9 years that they've won a gold medal under him, did they? So this guy was the coach of that team for like 9 years in a row, and I don't think that they won. Like U20, U20, and I don't think they ever won a gold medal under him. They're always competitive, but look, silver, bronze, silver, silver, silver. Oh, they got a gold. Is that him? All right, they got a gold there, and they got a gold there. So early on, 2003-04, like. Is he the coach then? Holy smokes. I don't know. I mean, a great run for sure. But now what did they get? So good point. Like, what did they get? I'm not sure. An 80? A righty. I'm not sure what that means.
Physiotherapist.
The physiotherapist. Yeah, you gotta help. Hey, those guys do that's like Stucky for us, right?
Team manager.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying they're all left shot guys, like in the olden days of the Russian team, where they're all left shot. Everybody was left shot in the Russian team. Yeah, a little bit. I think my problem with Larionov is he's never coached anywhere. He obviously knows the game. I mean, he's a brilliant guy, but he's very nostalgic about the style of play, and I think that didn't help them. Yeah, all lefty shots. That's what you meant. I got it. That was because they In the olden days, when the Russians first came over, if you look back, every player on the team was a left. There wasn't one right shot ever. I don't know what that logic was. And you see that Russian players a lot of times play their off wing, so they play their one-timer side. So I think that goes back a little bit to that tradition where all your right wings were left shots anyway, so guys learned how to score and trained that way. So I got a left shot. I don't know how that works. How do you have a left shot to a guy? Yeah, I guess that would work. Left pass to left shot.
To accept the third place trophy.
Yeah, it sounds terrible when you say it like that, but it's better than nothing. Let's call it bronze. Hey, Pierre, does this guy not look like the future captain? This is like your first line center is going to be Barkov and your second line center is Lundell. Both Finnish guys. I mean, one's a Russian Finn, but he's still Finnish. Maybe the future's brighter than we think in Florida. Got to give the previous GM a lot of credit. Now, who drafted this guy? I guess Bill Armstrong probably drafted him, right? Yeah, because he was just drafted. This guy's 11th or what was he? 12th overall pick? Oh, look at that. Tuomo Ruutu. That's who I was talking about. Played in the NHL a long time. He was on the bench. You could see him as an assistant coach. Started out his career real good. He had a pretty good career, but he had a lot of injuries in the Chicago days. Wow, they can't sing. Not that I would expect them to. Yeah, so for IIHF Helsinki, he's got 12 goals in 17 games. Yeah, this guy can't score. Now, I know that's a lesser league a little bit. Like, guys have left for the KHL. Obviously, guys are in the NHL, so it's not as strong. It's still a great pro league. I mean, 8 points in 6 games for this guy, 4 goals, 4 assists. I don't know. I think he can go. Is he going right to Florida right now? I would think they're going to want him over there. All right. So we got what? Is it an hour and a half? When's the Canada game? So I think the Canada-USA game or USA-Canada game is at 6:30 Pacific. So we'll jump back on then, hopefully with Pierre.